Test-taking season is fast approaching, and soon students across the state will be taking the Georgia milestones and other challenging exams. But is there a way to crack the code and master the art of test-taking? With us today, Dr. Dolores Barnes, author of the book Mastering the Art of Test-Taking, A Beginner's Guide. And we are so happy to have you today because this test-taking business is a big deal. It is causing so much stress, not just for students, but for their parents. What is going on?
Well, now the state of Georgia has a lot of guidelines where you have to take a lot of tests, a lot of assessment tests. And the parents and the students have to understand that there is a strategy to taking the test. And as a matter of fact, the Georgia Department of Education, they have a website for the Georgia Milestone Assessment System, and you can go on there and based on the grade that your child is in, you can see what test they're expecting your child to take and pass.
Wow.
So you have to do these kind of things in advance, and it's a strategy, and you have to master that art of test taking.
I love the title, Mastering the Art of Test Taking. So what is the key to it, if you could just narrow it down?
Yes, well, the key is a lot of components to it. It's not just one thing with test taking. That's what I thought. I thought that one thing was studying. I had to study a lot and to memorize everything, and this was how I was going to prepare for my test, but I found out that that was not it because I would fail my exams. So the art of it is the entire component. That is good listening skills, good note-taking skills. Have yourself a study schedule. Understand the concepts. Understand what you're studying. Because I used to memorize everything. Instead of, studying it, I would memorize it, and I said, okay, I've got these 3 pages, 4 pages memorized. I know I can go and take the test and, pass, but it's not about memorizing. It's about understanding the concepts. And once I got all of that, I put it in the book.
Well, we should tell them that you were one of those students who couldn't take tests. And I mean, you almost flunked out of college and high school.
My first semester.
But now we should tell everybody she's a doctor. So you figured it out along the way.
Yep.
What age groups? Is this just for parents or for kids or for?
The book is, my biggest purchasers of the book right now are people who have been out of school for a long time and they're coming back, and parents who purchased the book for their kids, either in high school or middle school. And I've had some parents with kids in elementary school to also purchase.
And I love it when I asked you, what age should we start teaching kids to take a test? And you said?
At birth. You should teach your child how to take a test at birth. When they're born, they need to know how to take a test. And you say, well, how can you do that? Well, as soon as they're old enough to pick, you say, okay, here's a square, here's a circle, here's a triangle, here's a star. Which one is which? And as they are doing that, they're actually making choices. That's like taking a test. So you should teach them very early on how to take tests. And as soon as they get, when your child starts school, the first thing the school does is pulls them in the back and gives them a test. They give them an assessment test.
So I would recommend getting the book because, I mean, you know what you're talking about. You not only got through medical school and now your daughter is at Princeton.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's not too shabby.
No, I love it.
What I love about this too, Dr. Barnes, is that it sounds to me like what you're saying is it's not some sneaky little thing to teach people how to pass a test. It's really about learning the material from the day you walk in class.
Absolutely, definitely. You have to. And you have to have a strategy. When you walk in, you have to walk in with a strategy. When you sit down at that desk and you take out your paper and start writing, all of it should be a strategy on how am I going to pass this test. And that, when you have a strategy like that, guess what you do? You listen better, you take good notes, you put yourself on a nice study schedule. There's a whole big envelope of things that you have to do to become a master of taking tests.
Love it. Now, if they go to your website today, they get?
They get 20% discount and free shipping.
Love it. All right, let's tell everybody where they can go to get the Mastering the Art of Test Taking, A Beginner's Guide. Fabulous. For more insights, you can go to her website. It is called
TestTakingGuru.com.
TestTakingGuru.com. I
Yes.
love it. Dr. Barnes, it's great information. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.